the Surviving End Times channel, where today we're looking at this rare and massive Devil Comet, which is the size of Mount Everest. It could soon be seen with the naked eye, and this is a rare galactic phenomenon, so to speak, that happens about every 70 years. So it may soon be visible here as it's coming up on perihelion with the sun, and it's also going to be doing this right around the exact same time of this upcoming solar eclipse. The solar eclipse in itself, very interesting in forming the second leg of a massive X over the United States 7 years after the last eclipse event that took place over the United States. This comet having very interesting features. It has flared up here recently. They don't know why, but they suspect it's because of ice volcanoes. If this object is indeed a comet, it takes me back to Comet Ison and all the speculation of Oumuamua that went by, that they later admitted was cylindrical in shape, metallic in nature, and it picked up speed and lifted off up out of here after it passed Earth. Will this has some crazy stuff with it? Only time will tell, but they're saying that here soon you could potentially see this with the naked eye, and definitely see this with binoculars in the backyard. Here is a shot over on the Sky Live, and you can see what this is going to look like. I'll take this up to the 8th. Right there you can see how close this is going to be in the sky to the sun during the eclipse, and it's also going to have Jupiter and Uranus right next to it coming together, which is also going to be a really look like a bright object in the sky right next to it. So setting up to be an interesting set of celestial events going down on the 8th, and around that time, if you guys get any good shots, let me know. Dabu7@yahoo.com. Join me on the live streams on Rumble and on D Live, where I cover this further. Till next time.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor as due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakatadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in this gospel, brought left up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the Spirit. I know we've done several lessons on this, but it's rather significant because we have a lot of cosmic activities that's coming up within the next week or so, following by or preceding by the April 8th solar eclipse, which solar deals with the sun, lunar deals with the moon. Now, March 25th, which is 2 days after it's actually 2 days into the Passover feast or ceremony, we have what they call a partial lunar eclipse, which a lunar eclipse deals with the moon. Okay. I believe when Yahushua was getting crucified, I believe that was a solar eclipse, if I'm not mistaken. But that was an eclipse to mark pretty much that prophecy had came to pass and that the scriptures were true. Like Yahushua said, he said, how must these things be fulfilled lest they were written, roughly paraphrasing it. Because when Peter cut off Malchus' ear and then Yahushua put it back, he said, don't you know that presently I can call on my Father, he would send me presently a legion of angels? But he said, but how else then should the scriptures be fulfilled? So that shows you right there that prophetic events of the scriptures will play out according to how they're written. And we're seeing it with all these cosmic activities, with the blood moons, with the solar eclipses, which is the when the moon and the earth and the sun and what they call a numdral is it in one particular alignment. And then what happens is you got the sun, the earth, and the moon, and it casts a shadow upon the earth, which proves that the earth is not flat, because how the hell can you have a total solar eclipse on a flat earth? It's hard to explain that, but regardless of it, the Lord is getting ready to take this place out. Okay, the Lord is getting ready to take this place out, and finally, okay, because when you look at the state and the affairs of this planet Earth, man, it's in need for new rulership. Okay, the trees, the animals, the everything cries out. The oceans, okay, the sea creatures, they all crying out for a new rulership, man, because this place is just totally wicked, man. Okay, you got fucking moles all over the goddamn place, you know, claiming to be, they have more rights than us. You know, you got weirdos walking around here. You got people groping kids. Kids are coming up missing at an all-time high. Okay, you have a corrupt Edomite government in power. You know, and that's just to say the least. So the Most High has to take this place out. And these signs, we believe, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, that these signs that we're seeing is going to lead up into the inevitable fall of America. Okay, you got something which is called Devil's Comet, too, which basically Dabu just went into it. I know the brothers and myself, we spoke on it at camp briefly about Devil's Comet. It's supposed to be coming within, I think the circumference of the earth. And basically, you can see it if you have like a decent telescope, but they call it Devil's Comet, which appears, I believe, every 72 years. So allegedly, we're supposed to see this thing take place. But regardless, man, the Lord is really speaking through these signs, through these cosmic activities, chariot sightings, man. China basically declaring war and proving that they're going to side with Russia. Hey, we in some very, very eventful times, man. And then you got Passover, which is starting Saturday night. So, hey, man, we believe, hey, Lord's will, this be the last Passover to keep in this wicked-ass kingdom. So it says the blood moon Purim eclipse of March 25th will transpire about the same. It says transpire at about the same time the Devil Comet becomes visible. But see, I thought that the Devil Comet was gonna be, I thought it was in April, but I guess not. But it says here, during the next couple of months, so many amazing things are going to happen or be happening in the heavens. For example, the Great American Eclipse of 2024 on April 8th, the sun and the moon and 7 other planets in our solar systems will all line up in the sky. Okay, and 7 goes into completion. So the Lord is getting ready to shape, and he's getting ready to change the events of events of the world, because the scriptures say that he won't move one spectrum until one said measure is filled. So with that being said, once that is filled, then other things are begin to happen. So I believe that we're entering into a new phase of prophetic events. So expect to see Civil War, expect World War, okay, because technically we're in World War right now. You know, expect to see more civil unrest, and ultimately look for that prophecy of the mark of the beast, the MOTB systems being implemented globally, okay, before this place fully goes down. But we're getting ready to witness the complete fall of this empire, okay, and man, it's going to be an epic ride, brother, so stay tuned. But it says it is almost as if the entire solar system will be screaming that this is once in a lifetime event. But before we get to April 8th, there will be some other absolute incredible things happening in the skies above our heads. It reads, on March 25th, we will witness the numbral lunar eclipse. The following comes from Wikipedia. It says a numbral lunar eclipse will take place on Monday, March 25th, 2024. Which is next Monday, a week from now. It says, and it will be visible to the naked eye as 95.57% of the moon will be immersed in Earth's numeral shadow. Wow. It says, since so much attention has been focused on this Great American Eclipse of 2024 on April 8th, this other eclipse has kind of snuck up on us, right? Because these things are popping up out of the blue. Like, I know the video I've done on these a few times ago, I know I brought this particular one out, that it's one coming up this month. We got one in September as well. But this went over a lot of people's heads because these blood moons are just popping up, man, out the blue. Okay, Esau don't have it in the charts. He doesn't have it in the what do you call it, on the forecast. But as we know, in the ancient world, you had men that was able to kind of foretell things by the events of the heavens, because everything is foretold in the heavens, then it plays out. Like Issachar, they was great at analyzing the stars and the particular cosmic deities in the heavens to kind of know what's happening, man. You know, Issachar was had that ability. This is why the Mayan calendar pointed into an end or a particular end of an age, roughly starting around 2012. And since then, things have been really intensifying, man. You know, because the Lord have gave the tribe of Issachar the ability to study the heavens. So it says here, since so much attention, it says apparently much of this planet will be able to view this lunar eclipse. So full judgment is coming, man. The Lord is getting ready to take this place out. And it says, and it will be fully visible from the Americas. It says will be seen rising over Australia and Eastern Asia and setting over western parts of Africa and Europe. It says, interesting, this will also be a blood moon eclipse, and so to many people the moon will appear to have a reddish color. It says in an upcoming lunar eclipse, the Earth's shadow will block out 97% of the moon's surface. It says this eclipse will be a blood moon, as we affectionately call it, okay, which is a lunar eclipse. It says this eclipse will be a blood moon as the result of atmospheric conditions that would give the moon a reddish tint rather than black when it moves through the Earth's shadow or the shadow. And me, I'm thinking that Esau Edom, you know, he may try to, you know, drown it out, because I know a lot of times what he do when these events come, he tries to like cloud seed, and he likes to spray chemtrails and cloud seed so we can't really see what's happening. But like he did with the solar eclipse in 2017, it was cloudy, but around the time that the eclipse manifested, then the Lord opened up the heavens. So that may be the same thing here. But overall, man, this man, he's trying to hide his downfall, but you can't hide it whether you block it out or not. So let's look this up real quick. See what the deal is. Kansas City. Let's see how he fucked it up. Okay, so bam, Sunday, Friday. Yep, Monday, we won't be able to see it because he's cloud seeding. You see? So he's trying to hide it. Then Tuesday, we're gonna have snow. Oh yeah, he's been the devil. Because when I checked the forecast last week, it was supposed to be a clear forecast, but now, since they're cloud seeding, this is what he's getting ready to do. And he's gonna bring snow on Tuesday to make sure we don't get a chance to see the blood moon Monday. But it's all good though, because you know what? At the end of the day, Esau is still going down, right? You still gonna fucking go down. Okay, you can hide the blood moons or the solar eclipse all you want. At the end of the day, your kingdom is through. You know, because what are the chances that all of a sudden on that day, now the skies are going to be blacked out, you know? But anyway, it reads, it says the red colors comes from the sunlight passing through Earth's atmosphere, where it gets bent, and colors like blue and green are filtered out, leaving behind longer wavelengths like the color red. It says on top of everything else, this blood moon eclipse also coincides with Purim. It says the first day of Purim goes from sundown to March 23rd to sundown March 24th, and the second day of Purim goes from March 24th to 25th. All right, it says, so this is going to be a blood moon Purim eclipse, and Pastor Mark Blitz believed that it is quite appropriate for that moon will be eclipsed on Purim. But it says the first lunar eclipse on March 25th will coincide with the Jewish holiday of Purim, but Blitz noted that it was fitting that the moon should be eclipsed on Purim, as Esther literally means hidden, right? Because you can read about Purim in the book of Esther. But it says there's another connection with Purim that I didn't learn about until today, but according to the Supernatural by Design YouTube channel, the dates eclipse occurs 2024 align almost perfectly with the dates that eclipses occurred in 480 BC. So basically, they're alluding it to a high holy day of this happening before in the ancient world, you know. But that's when we're going to be celebrating our Passover. So somebody got it wrong, and it ain't us. But regardless of it, this is still spiritual. And, you know, personally, I believe that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is getting ready to drop America like a bad habit. Now, it's another video that I got peeled up in a queue, but they go off. But I do want to play like the first minute and a half, and then we're going to get the precepts. But they did make some interesting points going into the Tha and how, you know, they use the Hebrew letter, the Tha, to make the X across America, which X means to cross out. And I believe like the last character in the Hebrew letter is the Tha, if I'm not mistaken, because you have what they call 22 letters in our Hebrew alphabet. marking the end of this place, man. So I'm gonna play the video for a couple minutes and then we're gonna get the precept. So here we go.
People have gone.
Oh, come on, man. Now they go off on this, but you got some good information. It says,
the internet and social media are abuzz about the Great American Eclipse, with the second eclipse in about 6 months happening on April 8th, 2024. The first of the two eclipses was on October 14th, 2023, but this was an annular eclipse rather than a total eclipse, meaning you could see the edge of the sun around the moon. So the October 23 eclipse and the April 24 eclipse are considered the Great American Eclipse, but most people that find significance with eclipses are not considering the 2023 eclipse as much, but rather looking at the total solar eclipse that happened on August 21st, 2017 as the first, and the April 8th, 2024 as the two significant eclipses. There are others that are trying to find significance across all three, but either way, let me explain some of the reasons people find significance in these eclipses. We are told several places in Scripture to look for the signs of the coming of the Son of Man, and specifically that we should look for these in the heavens above. One thing that people find significant is that the 2017 eclipse passed over 7 cities named Salem.
Yep, and Salem is another way of saying peace or shalom. Okay, and this one is going to harbor over 7 cities of Nineveh. Okay, which means Nineveh, which basically was destroyed. Okay, when Jonah prophesied against Nineveh, it didn't go down right then and there. And Jonah was pretty pissed off at the Most High because he's like, man, you had me to do all this just for you to spare this place. But Nineveh eventually went down, I believe, like in the time you read in Nahum, the 3rd chapter, and also I believe Tobit, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless of that, this passes over 770 of Nineveh. Okay, and Nineveh is spiritual America today. And we know what happened to ancient Nineveh because of the wickedness and idolatry.
Peace, or city of peace.
How much more this
Many
place?
believe that this meant it was a sign to end the peace on the earth. For members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, there is added significance to the April 8th, 2024 eclipse as it passes over several prominent church history sites, including Palmyra, Cumorah, Fayette, Kirtland, and others. Mapping the two solar eclipses form an X over America as a final curse upon the wicked or a condemnation of modern-day Babylon.
And how did they learn that this is modern-day Babylon? Through watching us, okay? Starting with the elders and the apostles on down. This is how they learned that. They was never able to figure that out before. Because you got people saying that America is the new promised land, it's the new Jerusalem and all this other stuff. No. America is Babylon the Great. Like it tells you in the book of Psalms, O virgin daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Okay, and this new virgin daughter of Babylon is ran and led by the Edomites.
X, some believe, is associated with the 22nd letter of the Hebrew alphabet, normally associated with the end. In fact, 2 crossed sticks would mark the end of a field. Therefore, some believe the crossing of the 2 eclipses means the end of America, the world, or modern-day Babylon.
There you go, and that's the point I wanted to make. So the Lord's getting ready to take this place out, man. I really believe that. So this is the book of Joel 2, because when you go into the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter, this goes into the Most High taking this place out, okay, and gathering his saints. But let's start at verses Joel 2, and I'm going to start at verses 20. Yeah, let's start at verses 28. And it says, and it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, young men shall see visions. And there's been several videos on YouTube. Matter of fact, I was just looking at one actually before I played this video, and it is called Man Shares Dream Concerning World War III. Okay, now I'm not going to play the entire video, but you get the point. Okay, this is what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is pouring out his spirit on all flesh. And it reads here, it says, and your sons and daughters shall prophesy, and your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. And also upon the servants and upon my handmaids in those days what I pour out my spirit. This is why you have women actually breaking and explaining the dreams that they're having, coming to the collapse of the system. And the sun should be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it should come to pass that whosoever should call upon the name of the Lord should be delivered. It says, for in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, which proves it's talking about the Israelites. And Yahweh have said, in the remnant whom the Lord shall call the elect. Okay, so the day of the Lord is near. Okay, this place is getting ready to be taken out, and for good this time. All right, so let's go from here to the book of whole chapter is really good because it goes to judgment on Assyria. But Isaiah 13 chapter is good too. But before we go there, let's go to 2 Esdras 9. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. Okay, it says diligently in itself. And when thou seest the parts of the signs pass, which I've told thee before, these are signs. Okay, it says, when thou shalt understand that this is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people, we've been seeing earthquakes, we've been seeing tsunamis. Okay, and allegedly this eclipse, I believe it ends on a major fault line. I believe the New Madrid fault line, if I'm not mistaken, which I've been saying for some time that the Midwest is overdue for a mega quake, man. And we know that America is totally surrounded in basically the whole United States of America sits on fault lines, man. So it ain't nothing. This place is like a big booby trap. The Lord have already set it up to be a booby trap. So when it does fall, all types of shit gonna happen, one event after the next. You know, earthquake, then tsunamis, then volcano eruptions, then, you know, inclement weather. It's gonna be crazy. And on top of that, they're shooting those nuclear rockets into the atmosphere too, which is disrupting everything. But it reads here, it says, for like all that is made in the world had the beginning and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also when the highest have plain beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Okay, and these are the signs, the blood moons, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed should be saved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, like you got the National Guard that's allegedly being deployed to send back those Haitian migrants across there to get back into Haiti or the DR. You know, you got all types of shit they're talking about out there in PA, Pittsburgh, I believe. That cops are only going to respond. They're not responding between the hours of 3 and 7. You know, basically taking matters into your own hand. Migrants, squatters' rights, all types of shit. So it's safe to say that this place is getting set up for the ultimate fall, man. And these blood moons, these signs, it points to that. All right. So let's go to the book of Isaiah 13. And I'm going to start at verses Isaiah 13 and 17. It says Babylon will fall to the Medes. Okay. And the modern day Medes is going into them Russians, man. Okay. You got the Iranians, you got the Russians, you got the Persians and the Medes. Okay, which the Persians are the Iranians, and the Russians assume the identity of the Medes, because if you look at the land of Gog and Magog, that's pretty much Russia today. But it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. And Russia was like, look, if you send more troops to the Ukraine to invade our borders, we're going to shoot rockets. We're going to shoot missiles, man. Okay, and that's actually the video I just clicked off of about the old man having a dream. Basically, he stated that in his dream, Putin shot them shits off. You know, so it's going to go there soon. Okay, once this system collapses and once they institute that mark of the beast, that RFID chip, and the global economies falter due to this fiat currency, this dollar, then it's safe to say that those missiles will be shot. Okay, once they introduce the MOTB. But it says, for I will stir up the Medes against them, which should not regard silver, and as for gold, they should not delight in it. And their bows, which is the missiles, also shall dash the young men to pieces. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, and their eyes shall not spare children, because the missiles ain't got a conscience to say, well, that's a kid. Let me go ahead and bypass it. Nah. Okay, when they shoot them nuclear missiles over here, hey, they gonna hit the target. And whatever the missiles don't hit, the chariots gonna get. And you better believe the missiles are gonna hit everything here, including the chariots, because at the same time, while the chariots while the missiles are being shot, you're going to have chariots over here too. So it's going to be a dark fucking day in America. It's going to be crazy. You know, I just pray that I'm here to see it and be delivered from it. But it reads, it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, and it shall never be inhabited, neither should it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their food there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. It says, and our time is near to come, and her days should not be prolonged. Okay, so the Lord's getting ready to take this place out. But hey, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh.